Welcome to Coffee with JD. I'm pleased to have Nadine Jackson as the guest for this segment of Coffee with JD. Nadine Jackson is a mental influencer on Facebook and highlights the importance of mental health. In this episode, we'll be talking about mental health and related problems people are facing amid COVID-19. Welcome to Coffee with JD, Nadine.
Thank you. I'm so grateful to be here, JD.
Yes, that's wonderful, Nadine. You have taken the time out to be here with us on this show. The first question, Nadine, is please can you give us insight of impact of COVID-19 specifically on mental health problems, Nadine?
Yes. So what I observed, what was happening in my circles, and then obviously out in the world, how bad, how negative people were treating COVID. And obviously this is just from how the person initially was. So if you're in a state of stillness, if you're a positive person, and if you are able to cope with trauma or with dilemmas before COVID, so when COVID hit, we should have been able to cope okay. And we shouldn't have been able to turn it into something negative, I guess. So when this hit people, it affected their financial stress. It affected being sociable with their loved ones. It affected their whole physiology, their mindset, everything from being stuck overseas. I had family members that were stuck overseas, a daughter of mine that was stuck overseas, the lockdown restrictions, and that was a major that I could see was the lockdown restrictions, where people that were so used to being sociable, going somewhere after work, couldn't. They had to be at home with their loved ones. And that was a negative, which I was sad about, because it should have been a good thing to be at home with your loved ones. And then you can look at your family and say, okay, this is how we're going to do things now, because we can't do the norm. And it was sad for me to hear that a lot of people were angry with each other at home, husbands, wives, siblings. It was really sad for me. So it showed me how negative people were initially, and then when COVID hit, they weren't able to cope, and that was sad for me. So substance abuse as well, what people rely on, and it just raised the roof more when they weren't able to do things. Obviously, substance abuse was a real issue. And I felt sad for people, because at that point, I had probably already gone through my own grief, my own trauma way before COVID hit. So I was kind of at a place where, oh, well, here's another trauma. Here's another issue I have to face with me. How's my mindset? Okay, I can't do this now. I'm going to do that. And I immediately just looked within my family and helped my family cope. But I was sad to hear other families outside of my circle, even on the news, of domestic violence. And that was sad for me. So COVID has hit families more so than ever before, I think. So that was a little bit sad to see.
Yes, it was indeed very sad when we hear that on the news, or had that on the news, that there was increase in domestic violence, which is not really good. And yeah, very well, you've said that very well, Nadine, that when families get together, it's more their time together, and that they should be the happiest people on the planet. But unfortunately, it wasn't the way, wasn't it?
No.
And the next question I have got for you here is how can people identify that they might be struggling with mental health issue? So there are quite a few times that people even don't know they have a mental health.
Yes. So I think we have to get straight with ourselves. We have to really be honest with ourselves, because some of us can actually think it's normal. It's not normal to always be sad. A sign of sadness is a sign that you are headed towards depression, because we're naturally negative people. Humans are naturally negative. So our minds will always think, don't do this, don't do that, because it's trying to protect you, which is normal. But we just have to know how to switch the mindset. We can actually, this is only an organ. The brain is an organ. We have total control of this organ. It's just a brain. What we put in our thoughts is all us. So when the sadness hits, we go, oh, this is sadness. This isn't good. I've got to do something about this. Then you just change your thought. You get up, go for a walk, call someone, get out of the house, get out of your environment, whatever it is that's making you sad. You just have to switch. Okay, I need to talk to someone. I need to call someone. I need to have coffee with JD. I need to have coffee with, you know what I mean? So sadness, and also constantly being angry is a sign. So when you're like at your lowest, which is sadness, and then all of a sudden you're angry, and you can tell straight away something normal where you should be able to socialize with people. If you don't like socializing with people, that's another sign, because being sociable is healthy. And it's not at a concert. I'm talking about just lunch dates with family members and friends, being out there talking to people. But if you're a lot of sadness and a lot of, I guess, locking yourself away from the public or being out and about with loved ones, it's a sign that you need to do something about this quickly. And not just staying in bed, getting sad is not acceptable. You got to get out, you got to get up, because that's a sign. They'd rather sleep all day. No, unless you're a pregnant mama. You know, you have reasons to rest. Other than that, never stay. If you want to stay in bed, definitely a sign.
Something's wrong. Yeah, no, that's very true, Nadine. Very, very true. Yes. So just floating along further, Nadine. So when we know that a person has got some sort of issue, where can they go and seek the help and support, Nadine? I mean,
yes,
is it through your organization or for?
So with my experience, your GP, first and foremost. You must go to your GP. You must share with them, get them to do what they normally do, which is they'll interview you. They will refer you to psychiatrists or counselors. They can decide to medicate you as well, put you on some antidepressants to help with your serotonin levels. So your serotonin levels are low. So they can give you antidepressants if this is the person's choice. So they can go to their GP, and then they can go to seeking help from GP counseling, and also psychiatrists. But I know going to a psychiatrist can be pretty expensive. So I went to counseling. I went to my GP and I went to counseling, because you cannot do this on your own. You have to go to an expert and they have to guide you.
Yes.
So it's your GP and yourself as well.
Yes. It's a bit of a process, because
it's very much a process. Yes.
Yeah. Because GP will refer, then as you've said, So so that is the way of starting. And also, Nadine,
yes,
I'm the multicultural ambassador here in Queensland for Mental Health Foundation Australia, and we are also some points of contact. Some people are scared of doctors and telling people, oh, I've got this issue. And if they're especially amongst our community, where people are reluctant to share these things, they can always approach some of us, and we can in a very subtle way, we can say, look, mate, or brother, sister, that you have an issue, we're there to support you and guide them out of this. The next question I have here for you is, Nadine, what are the benefits of personal development
So I personally think everything should be based on personal development. You always need to work within. You need to work on yourself. If you work on yourself, you don't have to cope with the outside. If you're fine here in your heart and in your mindset, you're able to cope better. You don't have to get outside to work the inside, medicine to work the inside. It can be the inside, so your heart and your mindset. That's my own opinion. I know 100% antidepressants has helped people, and it has helped so many people that I know. But personal development daily. So our mindsets, when we're young, we're downloading all these programs naturally. So if they're negative upbringings, as an adult, we now need to fine-tune our programs from our subconscious and conscious mind. The subconscious is already downloaded from when we're young. And as we grow into the teenage life and then an adult life. So we've already got those programs in here, and it's mixed up with all sorts of things. So if you come to that point in your life where you're feeling, okay, I could be depressed right now, you quickly want to work on personal development. What I do 1 hour a day, but anyone can do 15 minutes a day, and that's just finding a book to read on positive things, or doing I ams, I am beautiful, I am kind, I am strong. You can do the I am, or you can go online on YouTube, which is what I do, and follow amazing motivational speakers, which is what I've chosen to do. Starting October 2019 for an hour a day, 30 minutes before work, 30 minutes after work. And I just continued, and now it's something that I can't not do. My mind just quickly goes straight to my YouTube. I don't even have to, no excuses. I quickly go and find it. And it's to help me stay on top of things in my life. I'm not fixed. I have negative things. I have positive things. I have sadness. I have depression. I have all of that, but very minor. My attitude my attitude of gratitude allows me to go through these things so I can research, so I can share. And only, I guess, if you're able to come through a trauma in your life and be able to share it, I think that's the gift. So even though it doesn't hit, I post everything that I learn once a month or once every 3 weeks on social media. Whether or not people stop and read or stop and listen, that's fine. So long as I'm able to share it, and if someone was to come to me and ask a question, I can share it. But this is all because of my own pain that I've now turning into wisdom, and I'm still going through pain, and even in my personal life. But I'm not stopping, because I know that from people, it has gotten to me to where I am today. I could easily have been a drunk. I could have easily committed suicide. I could have easily done all those things, but I chose not to. And when I found personal development and how I felt, my first challenge to myself was 30 days, 1 hour a day. It was my very first challenge, and I felt good about myself. So I continued, and now I'm up to 380 hours on personal development, and I'm downloading the programs in my mindset. So my mind is now craving for personal development. And if we could all do this, I pray for less suicide, pray for less sadness, less anger, more awareness, more love. And personal development daily is absolutely necessary, just like air. We need to work on us first before anything else.
Wow, that's amazing, Nadine. That's really, really amazing. And work you've done and what you've told me now is just an eye opener for a lot of us. And I'm very sure the audience who are watch this video, it's going to change, at least make some impact in their lives. And thanks
Yeah.
for sharing all your nice efforts and stories that you've learned, and you're trying to pass it on to the others, because we all know that there will be many others who are vulnerable out there in our community, in our society. And I think it's all of us. It's our job to pass that good message to them. And if we can
Yep.
help one or two people,
Yes.
that will make a big difference. And we always say that in our meetings and all that, if we can stop or help one person from committing suicide, that's the biggest thing. If we can save one life. So, and I think we all on the same page. We're trying to do that from our ends, from our different things that we do through different avenues, social media, YouTube, etc. Whatever we can get our hands on. And once again, Nadine, thank you so much for coming on the show. Yes, you've shared your sort of a journey, your personal development aspect of things, which is wonderful. I totally agree with that, because we need to have gratitude for a start, and we need to definitely fix ourselves up so that we can go through so we can ride the waves of these times, uncertainty.
Yep.
And so, once again, thank you for coming on the show. And to all our viewers, thank you for watching Coffee with JD. We will meet next week. Till then, please take care. Thank you.
Thank you, JD. It was an amazing experience. Thank you.